Hey loves, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel Life as Danny. I'm super excited to have you here today. Hopefully you decide to stick around and subscribe. I have a very exciting updates video for my Pan in Every palette project. So without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So I do have one palette to roll out today and I'm super excited, and then I'm going to get into all of my new details at the end. So let's just go ahead and start. So here's my little notebook and I'm going to get to November. Here we are. Starting off with the first palette, it is my ColourPop Truly Madly Deeply palette, and the shade that I'm working on is called Cutouts. And for the month of November, I used that 4 times, which is pretty cool. It is this color right here. And that is what it's looking like for 4 uses. So I'm going to continue to work on it. And just to remind you guys, my goal is to use each shade twice a month. My next palette is my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and I'm working on the shade Galaxy. And I use this 5 times in the month of November. And we have our pan. So it is this shade right here. And it's a little bit hard to tell because it is a chunky glitter, but we do have pan, and I will insert the picture that I took of the pan. It's a little bit more noticeable on the picture. But yeah, I'm super excited. I love this shade in this palette. I've been using it a lot, like all over the lid. I have it on today. So yeah. I'm very excited, very excited. This is such a beautiful palette, and we got our first pan. Okay, so this is going to be rolled out, but let's continue on. My next palette is my Kylie palette. I'm pretty sure this has a name. I don't think it's just called Kylie, because I have another Kylie palette that says Kylie and then Kylie Jenner. So whatever, we're just calling this the Kylie palette, and I am working on the shade Mojito, and I use this a total of 2 times in the month of November. It is looking pretty good. I'm starting to see a little dip in there, so I am pretty excited, and it is this one right here. So yeah, I love that shade. It is super pretty on the eyes. Next palette I've been working on is my Too Faced White Chocolate Bar, and I use this a total of 6 times, and the shade that I'm working on is called Cookie Dough, and it is this one right down here. So this one I feel like is very tightly pressed, so I've been using it a lot, but it really doesn't show for it. So like when I'm looking at it right now, I mean, it looks pretty, it still looks fairly new. So it's just like a tiny little, like not even anything really, but I've been really enjoying that color. It's a beautiful soft beige color, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it, and it's just so pretty on the eyes. I'm sorry. And then my last palette is my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm working on the shade Creamsicle, and I used that shade a total of 3 times in the month of November. Let's go ahead and open her up. I kind of bent this back all the way. I don't think it was supposed to be bent back all the way, but yeah, I did it anyway. So here is the shade Creamsicle. And it doesn't really look used because I haven't really been using it that much, but I've hit my goal on all of these for the month, so that's all that matters. So like I said, I'm going to be rolling this palette out. What I did was I gathered all my 53 palettes, that's excluding the ones in the project. So technically I have 58, but excluding the ones in the project, I have 53. So I sat here, gathered all the palettes, and input the names in a random name generator on my phone. It didn't take too long. But yeah, so all the palettes are there, and I'm going to spin and whatever it lands on. So say if it landed on this one, which it's not going to because I am not inputting them in there because it already has a pan. So the point of the project is to hit one pan in every palette. But anyways, so if it were to land on this palette, the random generator, I would then input the number of shades in the palette. So if it was 5 or 10, I would input 1 through 5, and if it landed on 3, then that's going to be my new shade that I'm working on. So let's go ahead and do that. So this one's going to be rolled out. I'm so happy. Also, I'm going to let you guys know the number of total uses. So it'll already be on the screen, but I forgot to mention that in the beginning. But yeah, all the total uses for each palette will be on the screen. Okay. Whew, I'm kind of nervous, but kind of excited. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and spin. Okay, I'm super nervous. So let's just go ahead and spin. Okay, that is my palette, the Too Faced 2 Femme. Okay, it's right here. Okay, it's more like a spring palette, not really like winter, but I guess. Okay, now let's go to a random number generator. Here we are. So this palette has 14, so I have to change the max to 14, and let's go ahead and 11. We got number 11, and that is, oh my gosh, it is another it is another shimmer shade. Okay, dang it, I feel like it's so similar to the one I was just working on. Okay, let me compare here, because I'm really not trying to do similar. Okay, look how similar those two are. Like, this one is the Huda Beauty and this one is the Too Femme. They are so stinking similar. So guys, do not hate me. I don't like to cheat on these types of things, but for me that is just way too similar. So I'm gonna randomize the number. 8. Okay, 8 is this pink shade right here. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This one right here. So that is what it looks like, and I'm super excited to be working on it. So yeah, I believe that's called Soft Landing. Okay, so now I have to write that in my book, and yeah. Okay, so I want to show you guys my new color story, because that's what I'm going to start doing. So, oops. So my son is in here. He will be joining us, so just excuse the noises. But here is my new color story. So up here we have the Morphe Jaclyn Hill in the shade Creamsicle. This is the Too Faced White Chocolate palette in the shade Cookie Dough. This is the Kylie palette in the shade Mojito. This is the ColourPop Truly Madly Deeply palette, this one, in the shade Cutouts. And the very last one is the Too Faced 2 Femme. I believe it's called Soft Landing. So that is my new color story. I feel like it is very spring, summer, but it is okay. I love it, and I'm super excited, like so excited that I was able to roll out a palette. So I didn't see that coming. I just filmed my Project Pan updates, and I just hit 2 new pans, and like for some reason I didn't see it coming. Like, I just used my makeup and I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna hit pan soon. Like, I'm so close to pan. Like maybe, I don't I don't know how to like describe it. Like I really didn't see it coming. I didn't even see this coming. Like I was doing my eyeshadow today like normal. I was doing it and I was like, I just hit pay. I was super excited. So we're almost in the new year, so that's a great start already. So I'm pumped and I'm super excited. And once again, these are all the 5 palettes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this updates video, this very exciting updates video. And yeah, stick around for more. If you aren't subscribed, I would love for you to do so. If you like project painting content, pen in every palette content, or just makeup content in general, then I really think this is the channel for you. So I would love to see you stick around. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you beauties in my next video. Bye.